So, I have built Jabbas Palace, and there's the first part and the second part to it, and we just finished building the Rancor Pit that goes below it. Now, this is not so much a review as a constructive criticism on this set, or both sets that is. I like them both. However, as a adult builder, and you want to put them both together, here's what I don't like about the sets. Okay, first off, one thing that really ticks me off about the Jabbas Palace is this flick fire thing up the top here. It fires the missile out the front. A lot of these Lego Star Wars sets have been having the flick fire in it. It's okay for the kids, but I don't really care for it. Although it's kind of unsafe for kids too because it's small parts. So, you know, if you're going to play with it, okay, that's fine. Now, however, in the back of the Jabbas Palace, it's hinged along here and down below, so the back can swing open. Okay, that's the back end of it. Now, in the Rancor Pit, the back is actually here. I have it shown as a side, because you would think the back is the part with the gate on it. However, they have it built or designed as the back is actually an open side, so the gate is on the side. Okay, well that's great if you want to play with it and lift up the gate like so and go through like that and play with it. But there's a downfall to that too, because when you stack the palace on top of the pit, you're unable to lift that gate. Now, if this would be the back, along with the back of the palace, and they were both made to hinge together, then maybe that gate would open. Although, there's another ill-fated design, because even though you can hinge them together, the gate will not lift up through the back of the palace because there's a wall in that hinge part in the back. And I've tried that. So, a little bit of a miscalculation there. And I think when these were both designed and built, one was for 2012 and one was for 2013, being the pit, they were both designed at the same time, just because the way that the palace was built in order to stack on top of the pit was quite obviously built at the same time. Maybe not by the same designers, but maybe they should have got together and you know, looked at these little downfalls here. So I'm going to stack them together and show you what I mean. Okay, so now I have them stacked. Okay, so now you can see on the side is the door for the pit, and there's no way that will go up because of the upper level of the palace. Okay, now if we move the palace off its seat, move it over a bit, of course the door goes up. Okay, playability is there. Also, this is the side that I would think is the back. Okay, that swings open for your door. Okay, now if you go to put your palace back on, you can do it, but only the bottom side swings out. Okay, so, and that's okay, but you have to swing it out to open that door. Okay, now here's the next problem we have with it. The palace back is up here. Okay, so it's up here, and we have to take the top off for it to open. And I'm losing pieces here, just a second. Okay, because it's on the seated part with the little knobs there, right there. It won't swing open correctly, but that's the back there. So you would think that the back on the palace and the back on the pit would be back to back, so they could both open the same time. Now this third part, which is the second part of the palace, actually sits up here like this, because the pit is actually subterranean. Okay, so that's how it would sit. So this kind of looks ridiculous the way it is in order to get at everything. I think I'm going to end up modifying it so that the trap door or the pit door is actually in the back, so you have the front and two sides visibility. Jabba being at the front, so it'll actually be turned around this way. Okay, so it'll be turned around that way, and the two things can swing open at once, which means a slight modification on the corners here for these pegs, because things just will not fit right if I continue to leave it as it is. So anyway, I'm going to take a quick boo at that and see if I can't change it, because the top will swing separately from the bottom swing, so that you can swing the bottom open, raise the door, the top of the back can open, and everything should be tickety-boo then. So I'm going to play with that and just see what I come up with. That's my thoughts on that. You know, they stack, so if you like the kits, by all means get them. I think the Rancor Pit, for its price Canadian of $75, is a little bit pricey for the amount of parts that's in it. I think that you're paying mainly for the Rancor monster itself. The other parts are just gray and beige parts. There's some rocks and doors, skeleton, Gamorrean guard, Luke, and I think, yeah, and there's the over on the side there is the keeper of the Rancor. So anyway, that is just my opinion on that, and like I said, it's not so much a review, but it's so much downward opinion on it, and how I'm going to make some changes to it. So that's about it. Let's see where we go from there with the changes. Hang tight. Okay, I'm back again, and as you see, they are stacked, and they are stacked the way I want them now, with the Rancor door in the back, and the three open sides on the left, the right, and the center, and Jabba on the top. Very simple to do. Very simple. And it gives you both rear pieces hinged. So one is not on the side, and one is not on the back, being the palace. So, here's what I did. Now, okay, just so you can see the hinged parts. So we take the top off the palace, we can open the palace top. Okay, so there's the palace top opening up. Okay, now with that being opened, we can actually lift up the Rancor door without opening the bottom flap. Okay, on the side. So then therefore we can actually play like that with the way it is, or show someone on display, of course, because that's what we do with it. We have it on display, it shows, and we like to show people, and we don't have a lot of room to open it up all over the place. So one reason I like to modify it. So that's that. Also, now that it's on the back, we can swing that open on the back as well. So we have full access to the back of the palace and the Rancor Pit from the back, not from the top, back, and bottom side. Simple fix. All we had to do was, on the corners here, we had the little pins that stuck up like so. Okay, that just sat up into the palace to anchor it down so it wouldn't slide off. Okay, we left the ones on the front. We just changed them a little bit. All I did was shift them over by one stud on the front, and I'll show you in a second. I removed them completely out of the back end, okay, because it wouldn't sit because of where the hinges are, okay, because the holes for it, the pins are actually 3 studs back from where it is here, because it was designed to sit sideways. Okay, so I changed them on both sides, and notice I put the yellow plate in there so it could smoothly move. Okay, so if I take the palace off without dropping it, okay, now in the front there's the pegs. Okay, they were each to each end out by one stud. So what I did was I just moved them over, took this stud, 2x1 plate off the end, moved it over and put the plate in between. So I have like a 2x2 plate there on the end, on each side. Then I have the pointies. I don't know the proper name for those bricks. I just call them pointies anyway. They fit up in the gap in the bottom of the top here. Let's see if I can do this without turning everything upside down and dropping it. Right there in front, you see little dark spots. Right there where my baby pinky is pointing. There's one on each side. There they are. They look kind of brown from this angle. Okay, right there. That's where the pointies fit up in. And it's the same on the back here. They fit up in there as well, next, just ahead of those beige bricks. Well, we're not utilizing the back ones, okay, because it just doesn't fit. So, to make this work right, that's what I did. Everybody has their preference. If you like, just want to play with it and move it apart and take it apart, fine, that's great. Build it as it is. But going from show to show and showing people and stuff, that's just one thing with, you know, adult modelers. We like to modify things and change things, so that's what I did there. And I don't mean to offend anybody when I said I wish they had designed it a little bit better. However, if they had maybe thought of that, or taught, maybe, I don't know if it was the same designer or different designers, but being built as two kits to be put together like that, I would have thought that they would have talked to one another and had backs to backs, because I was for sure that the two backs were to the two backs as it is comes out of the box, but it is not. So that's what you have to do to change it, to make it go back to back. In my opinion, of course, that's back to back. Okay, so that's it. Okay, and I have one last thing that really cheeses me off about the Rancor Pit, is there is no floor in this thing. Okay, no floor whatsoever. It's only 4, 8, 12 by 12. I mean, you could have put a 16 by 16 plate in there or something, or 2 6 by 12s or something like that, or whatever they have here. Yeah, 6 by 12 plates here on the end that run from there to there. They put 2 more in the middle there. That's all it would have required for them to put in that kit to make that floor. I really think it should have been there so the Rancor could have sat on it. Because if you do pick up the palace and everything, he falls out the bottom. Like I say, for its price, 2 more plates should have been added, but that's just my opinion. Now, if you want to take it a step further and keep that up top, like it is in actuality, and keep the pit subterranean, you need to build a column on the side here just for support. So I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Duplo blocks, a regular 2x4 brick, and a plate across the bottom, or across the top of the brick actually, or across the bottom of this plate, so that'll fit in there. I just got a plate there, just for to test it, just to test it. But that's what we'll have to put there in order to keep it secure from falling down, and then the backs will open up and everything. So it's quite a modification. It's not very much, but it'll look pretty cool. I think we're going to build a mountain out the side here and add it to our Tatooine display. So we've had to take it a little bit further and do some mods to it. So we've had to take it a little bit further and do some mods to it in order to get it to where we like it. But that's just a little bit of showing you how a person goes about changing the kit as it comes. Very minor changes, just very minor changes, just to make it a little more playable and visible. And until next time, if you can dream it, you can build it.